Welcome to the Procurious Big Ideas Summit in Chicago. There's so much going on in procurement at the moment, it's really hard to understand how all the moving parts fit together. Well, the news is they actually don't. To share an analogy, if you know the very quaint English pudding called a trifle, there are layers of complexity, and to make a trifle you've got cake, you've got custard, you've got cream, you've got nuts, you've got fruit and jelly. And that's kind of what it's like working in procurement at the moment. You have all these layers and somehow you have to cut through the layers to get what you want and to somehow serve it up to your customers in a way that's going to make them happy. And that's really how we've structured today's Big Ideas Summit. So we're going to work you through the layers, and starting at the top level, we're going to look at the disruptors. And of course, we've got our all-time favourite speaker, former BBC News presenter Nick Gowing, talking about thinking the unthinkable. Once we've looked at all those black swans and what's going to disrupt, we're going to look at the geopolitical. We've flown in Justin Crump from London to talk about all the major disruptions that are also happening on the political scene. Brexit, Trump, the rise of jihadism. We're also then going to turn to a futurist and talk about what's going to happen with our urban landscapes and look at the concept of serendipity and how that helps innovation. Once we've looked at that level, we're going to go to the next. And of course, that's what's happening in the industry. And Industry 4.0 is something we're talking a lot about in procurement and how that's going to lead to Procurement 4.0. So we want to give you the best thinkers on AI, cognitive, and of course how you're going to manage data. And what is that thing? Blockchain. So we have Graham Wright's IBM coming in. We have the president of the American Blockchain Council, Jack Shaw, and of course Eric Wilson from Basware. Once we've looked at what's happening in the profession, we're going to look at you and your career, which is of course central to what we do at Procurious. And who better to talk about the profession than ISM's CEO Tom Derry, who's going to walk us through what being a digital CPO really means. We're delighted to have leading procurement entrepreneur Stephanie Lapierre from Tealbook join us, talking about how you can supercharge your supplier discovery. So I guess that's all the content that we want to bring you up to date with. But of course, what's at the core for us is to make sure you're inspired and motivated. So we've invited the US's leading Hispanic businesswoman, Nina Vaca, along with one of the US's leading supply chain and procurement headhunters, Naseem Valik, to talk through what does it mean to be an entrepreneur and how does that translate to being an intrapreneur within your company. And we're going to finish the day with a former Navy SEAL, which I can't wait to hear from, and his views on leadership. I'll give you a hint, it's pretty binary. You're either a good leader or you're a bad leader, but I'm sure there'll be more to it than that. So please sit back, enjoy all the content on Procurious. Make sure you invite all your friends and peers to join us on the journey, and make sure you hashtag Big Ideas 2017 so you can follow all the fun and we can hear what you're thinking. We'll see you at the end of the day.